Hello Saxo fans, welcome back, episode 9. It's been a slow week on the car. By slow I mean glacial. I've really had next to no time to do anything. The weather's been awful and my motivation to get out has been pretty low. However, I'm here soldiering on as always. It's going to be a tricky episode, this one, because I was really hoping to have obviously put the axle back in. So that's now with Steph being repowder coated and should be back imminently. With a little bit of luck, if I drag this episode out long enough, you should see that come back and me refitting it. And hopefully I'm going to tackle the brake lines. So in preparation for which, I have bought all things like brake line fittings and some Cooper nickel brake line. Go on. So with a little bit of luck, you'll see me trying to massacre some brake lines for a bit. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that sort of stuff, I've been doing a couple of other jobs. Carrying on with the underseal and the rest of the car. Obviously you've seen now me undersealed sort of the back third. Now I'm going to be moving on to the middle third. It doesn't look that bad, it just looks very dirty. So what I've done just now is hit it with a load of the degreaser and it's actually come up really nicely. So I don't feel the need to take it all off. So I'm probably just going to shoot over it. So I'll key it in and then shoot over. Other things I can do are things like this bracket, which just holds another bit of harness, which looks obviously scabby as you like. I'll get that in the blaster now and get that prepped and ready. The other thing, touched on it in the last episode, was the trim panels, these things. So I've cleaned all the stuff off, all the crap that was on them, and I've put on the clips in preparation. You can see these have all been cleaned up and are ready to be stuck on properly. So I've got some stuff here. I think I'm going to use, if I can find it, Tiger Seal. It's good stuff. However, I am missing a couple of the clips because some of them, let's pop you back on there, some of them looked like this when they came off. Obviously that's actually just half of it. It's completely rusted away and looks nasty. So I've got a couple of others coming from a second-hand source. So obviously I could probably put them on without, one or two, but I want them to be solid and on there nice. So hopefully we'll get to that as well. So a few little things to get through in this episode. It's going to feel a little bit bitty, but let's just go for it anyway. There we go. Who doesn't love a little time-lapse montage? There we go. This looks pretty good. It's a bit pitted and things just because of the quality of the metal's quite poor, but I think it looks pretty good compared to where it was. So that's ready to go back on the car. On to something else. Okay, next up, heat shield. So unlike the other one, which is just up there, this one isn't rusty. It's just very dirty. So we'll give it a good clean up. There's a couple of little patches on there, so we'll get it painted anyway. But first up is to degrease and clean. Okay, so she's cleaned, looking way better. So there's a couple of points obviously that are rusty that are going to need treatment, but I just want to turn my attention to this bit here. Obviously someone's mashed it completely. It's so mangled, that corner, it's almost irretrievable. So I think as it is only that edge, I'm just going to cut that a little bit off just around here, just to neaten it up. The edge is so ragged, it's just not worth saving. So let's cut it off. There we go then. So, much tidier edge. Happy with that. I'd rather have a bit of the heat shield just fractionally missing than that mangled edge. And I know it won't appeal to the purists among you. And there'll be some of you out there saying, well, his heat shield isn't original. Here's looking at you, Mark 1 Facebook chat group. But it's better than it was with a mangled edge. So, anyway, let's get on to the rust spots. So, done all the wire wheeling, there's no rust left on it, I've given it a good clean off, and it's ready for some primer. Right, I'm happy with how the heat shields came out. I think they look really good, really pleased with those, and I'm looking forward to getting them back on. This episode has come really late for the simple reason I've been doing the middle third of the underseal, and that process just takes forever. There's no way of getting around it. It's just horrible. As I said earlier, I'm not taking the old underseal off because it's in decent condition, but I do want it to look good. So I've tidied up areas that were a little bit dirty and perhaps sort of scuffed or whatever, and I've cleaned them up. But the biggest thing was hitting it with a degreaser. Oh man, what a horrible job that is. It's the worst. Anyway, that's all done now, and I've got all of the underside primed, ready to hit it with the underseal. So I'll show you what I've done with the primer first, and then we'll film doing the underseal again before moving on. Okay, here we are underneath. So this bit here, this side is where the fuel tank will sit, and you can see I've already done that with the Raptor bed liner. So the rest of it I've cleaned up, I've primed, and it's ready to go. So this is already undersealed. As you can see, the textured finish along here, but it's obviously the wrong colour and doesn't fit in with the high level of protection that I've put in with the Raptor stuff. So I'm going to hit it with that now. It's all masked up, ready to go. Hopefully it'll come out okay. There we go. Apologies for the exceptionally poor footage of me applying that. It's so difficult to avoid spraying the phone and not lay in front of the camera all at the same time. Something I'm completely incapable of. Anyway, that's on. It looks black in the picture. I'm sure it's the same grey as the rest of the car from what you've seen before. So I need to let that go off. In the meantime, on to something else. Okay. Next job is to get rid of these panels. I've been doing my head in, they're in the garage, they're in the way, there's no easy way to store them. So I need to get these brackets all sealed on using the Tiger seal. So I'm going to put a good splodge underneath. They've got pins on them anyway, and they're all numbered, so you know where they go. This one here is a number 1. So they all go in their own place, so it's quite easy. I managed to get the ones that I was missing. So I'll put a good splodge underneath, push them on, a little splodge on top, and then I'll just spread it around so it's nice and solid. Let's do it. Okay, that one's done. They're all in, all sealed. All I need to do now is put the clips in, pop it on the car when it's dry. 10mm trim clips from eBay, pack of 50, about £8 or £9. Let's get them in. Okay, so you saw me pop those on with the new clips in. The new clips are a little bit loose, I'm not entirely satisfied with them. So when these panels are on, they should obviously be flush with the body. And you can see this one here, this is the rear arch, just needs to come over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of the clips out. I'm actually going to bolt them, and I can get away with that because obviously on the inside I can see where the clips come to, so I can bolt from the other side. It's just obviously being able to hold the bolt from the other side, which is going to be tricky. So I'll give it a go and see if I can make an improvement. Right, said this episode was going to be lots of little bits and bobs. So fuel filler neck, they have this like foam padding here, which is where it sort of butts up to the body of the car on the inside, and it's looking a bit tatty, a bit missing. So I'm going to cut that out, renew it with some new black stuff that I've got. So first of all, let's get that off. Right, last job for this video is to replace this corrugated wiring harness protector. This nasty stuff, it's all chewed up, it's got holes in it, it's not looking very tidy. So I've pulled the old one out already, and as a replacement I've got some proper it's like harness casing, you know, specifically for wiring harnesses. So I need to take the old plugs off. This is for the ABS wiring, which comes all the way from the front, and I'll put this on over the top and then put the plugs back on, and that'll be it for today. There we go, all done. That's the new cable sheathing run to the front and up to the ABS bracket earlier on. Much tidier, newer, fresher, looking good. Okay, that's it for today. No more. Lots and lots of little bits and bobs in today's video. Got loads of stuff done, chipped away at all sorts of stuff. I really wanted to show you putting the axle on, but it just hasn't turned up. So we'll do that next time, and we'll do the brake lines next time. So as always, thanks for watching. Appreciate you following if you are, and we'll see you again next time.